What's up, guys? This is Josh here from Inside Wrestling Truth. It's that time of the week again where we do our SummerSlam review, and this week we are doing SummerSlam 1994. SummerSlam 1994, in my opinion, um, goes over there with 92 and 93. Not the best SummerSlam in the world, but let's go into it and review this 1994 SummerSlam. Uh, it's in Chicago, Illinois, at the United Center. We see Macho Man come out. Um, he cuts a promo of some sorts. I really can't remember it. Then we go down to ringside with Vince and Jerry Lawler. Um, then we have our opening match, which is the 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 corporation that the Million Dollar Man had. His members were IRS and Bam Bam Bigelow, and they would take on the Head Shrinkers, Samu and Fatu, followed to the ring by Captain Lou Albano and Alpha of the Wild Samoans. Uh, this was a pretty good match to open up the show. It's one of the better matches on the card for the talent that they had at the time. Um, I gave it 3 stars. I thought it was a really good opening match. Um, IRS and Bam Bam Bigelow get the win on disqualification because Lou Albano and Alpha were in the ring, and the other 4 wrestlers are in the ring, and all hell broke loose, and they got disqualified, and IRS and Bam Bam Bigelow pick up the win. Then we had a women's match. I skipped it. I don't really remember who was in it. It really doesn't matter to me. Then we go backstage with Todd Pettengill. Now, this is the first SummerSlam. 1994 is the first SummerSlam that didn't have Bobby Heenan or Mean Gene. So we had Todd Pettengill doing the interviews. And I always thought Todd Pettengill was kind of cheesy, to me. This is my opinion. I really didn't like his interviews. But he has an interview with the newly crowned tag champions, Shawn Michaels and Kevin Nash, who had just took the titles from the Head Shrinkers at a house show the week before SummerSlam. Which didn't make sense because it seems like to me you would have the Head Shrinkers keep them, or either have IRS and Bigelow take them. But, because you can't put all the belts on, you can't put the belts on everybody, man. You just can't. They have, what, 4 belts, 3 belts, something like that. When there's tag teams out there busting their ass. I would have rather seen the Head Shrinkers or Bigelow and IRS be tag champs. Just my opinion. Let's get on into this. We had, like I said, we had the Shawn Michaels Diesel interview. We were talking about how they're going to beat the shit out of whoever, whenever, you know. Then we go down to the ring, and we have Kevin Diesel escorted to the ring. This is the Intercontinental Championship match versus Razor Ramon, and his escort to the ring is Walter Payton. They're in Chicago. Gets a loud pop. This was a fairly good match. This There wasn't really that many good matches on this card, okay? But this was one of the best matches on the card. I was never a real big fan of Nash or Diesel. Um, he really had like high impact, powerful moves. Other than that, he really couldn't do anything. But for some reason, whenever he worked with Razor Ramon or Shawn Michaels, his matches were always pretty damn good. This match, no exception. Um, awesome match. I gave it 4 stars. Uh, Razor Ramon picks up the Intercontinental title while Walter Payton and his son celebrate in the ring. Shawn Michaels kind of runs away from Diesel here. This is when we start to see the little heat between the two. Um, Then we go to Macho Man again, and he's doing an interview, not with anybody, just kind of talking. Uh, he was talking about, how great it was for uh, Razor Ramon to get the Intercontinental title back and stuff like that, and the previous matches that had been on the card. Um, then we go back to the locker room. Luger Tatanka interview. Tatanka's trying to say that Luger's selling out to the $1 Million Man. Then we go into the whole story of this angle where Luger goes into the $1 Million Man's dressing room. Stuff of that nature. Then we go to the ring. We have Tatanka versus Lex Luger. We didn't know what was going to happen. This was a pretty good match. I really enjoyed it. I think Tatanka is definitely an underrated wrestler. Luger had a pretty good match as well. I gave this one 3.5 stars. During this match, $1 Million Man comes up to the steps of the corner of the ring, and he's got the bag of money for Luger. And Luger standing over the $1 Million Man, and then Tatanka comes up and hits him with a roll up for the 1-2-3. Then Luger is in DiBiase's face. They're having words, and Tatanka's behind Luger. Tatanka attacks Luger. It's one of the best attacks on somebody I've ever seen. I mean, Tatanka's just relentless on this attack. He beats Luger. I mean, it almost looked like a shoot. But, I mean, really good chemistry, really good heat for Tatanka. I loved it when Tatanka turned heel at this time. I thought it was really good. Like I said, I gave it 3.5 stars. Not that bad, Then we go to a match that pretty much put me to sleep. We have Double J, Jeff Jarrett versus Mabel. Jeff Jarrett would go over really a whole lot of nothing in this match. I gave this match 2 stars. It was boring. I couldn't get past Jeff Jarrett's outfit. Mabel, it just didn't mix well, man. The match sucked. Okay? Then we get the story of the Bret Hart, Owen Hart feud. We go through the history way back from Survivor Series back to the Royal Rumble. Then we go to WrestleMania where, Owen beats Bret, but Bret on the same night wins the championship. Pretty good feud. And by my means, this was the best match on the card. We have the WWF title inside a steel cage. We have Bret Hart versus Owen Hart. We have the whole Hart family in the crowd. We have British Bulldog sitting in the front row. We have Anvil in the back. This was a hell of a match. Great match. I'll go ahead and say great match. If it wasn't for this match, this might have been the worst SummerSlam ever. But we got Bret Hart winning. Then Anvil comes. After Bret Hart wins, Anvil comes in the cage, locks the cage. They beat the crap out of Bret Hart. The whole Hart family's trying to get in the cage, and they keep knocking them off. And Bulldog keeps trying to get in, he gets knocked off. Then Bulldog gets over the cage. As soon as he gets over the cage, Owen and Anvil are out of the cage. Pretty good feud. Great match. SummerSlam 94, Bret vs. Owen. Gave it 5 stars. I don't give many matches 5 stars. This match was sensational, and it definitely should have been the main event, because the main event for this was just horrible. The main event is, of course, The Undertaker versus the fake Undertaker. The fake Undertaker was Brian Lee. This storyline was weird. The match was just horrible. It was goofy seeing Leslie Nelson walk around looking for the Undertaker. I gave this match 2 stars. Um, I don't know what it was with 93 and 94, but the SummerSlam main events were just horrible. I mean, the first 5 SummerSlam main events were spectacular, but this one was just horrible. Um, Overall, just like 92 and 93, I gave this one. Well, no, I'm not even gonna do that. I'm gonna give this one 6.5 stars out of 10. I'm not even gonna give them 7. The only matches on here that delivered, like seriously, were Bret and Owen, Diesel and Razor, and Tatanka and Luger. But yeah, SummerSlam 1994, 6.5 out of 10 stars is what I give them. Just didn't like this one at all. Um, I actually had to go back and watch this one twice because I fell asleep through part of it and had to come back and watch it again. Um, but yeah, the SummerSlams, the first 4 or 5 were pretty damn good. And then we just kind of going downhill, going downhill, going downhill. Now, next week, I'm going to have SummerSlam 95. That may be the worst one yet, but I'm still going to review it. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching. A couple notes for people watching. We have Max Misery from CCW Hardcore Champion. Go check out his interview, and if you haven't yet, go check out the Tracy Smothers interview. If you are in my area, we got all kinds of shows going on this week. We have Evolution Pro Wrestling with Ricky Morton and Justin Credible in Clarksville, Indiana. Then we have the IWA Mid-South with Brodus Clay and Congo Kong. And also Friday night, one of my favorite places to go, SWE, Southern Wrestling Entertainment. You have guys like Jordan Cage, Andrew Hunter, Cash Flow, Lennox Norris, many, many more. Go check them out and support independent wrestling, guys. And I'll see you soon. Peace.